Hey Akash, how are you?
Hey, I'm good.
So Akash, welcome to our podcast Career Unfiltered.
Glad to be here.
So Akash, you have led several AI and digital transformation initiatives. How this has shaped your perspective on hiring freshers?
See, across like right now, hiring has become more evolved because see, previously before AI was there, before AI is not that evolved, we used to look out for very specific skills, right? Now we start looking out for people who have these skills along with the AI. For example, let's say if I look at the marketeers, now I just do not want people who can write content. They should also be able to understand the market. They should be able to understand the target customers. And AI is pretty well, like people are pretty well accustomed with AI, so they can easily do these things. So when we hire people, we look out for these skills as well. And most importantly, the person should now have the problem solving skill because person should know how to use AI properly, right? Because GPT is going, or any kind of AI solution is going to provide them that okay, this is the output, but person should know what exactly should be the chain of thoughts, right? So that's where what we look out in hiring, and most important is their credibility in terms of the implementation, not just the theoretical understanding. That's what is my perspective.
So how you evaluate these things? Because today people come and say, okay, I know how to use AI, but then we know, right, as you rightly mentioned, chain of thought is there, right, multi-prompting is there, right? So just one prompt will not give you the output, right? So how you evaluate practically, okay, the person I'm hiring has that capability to think through it and get me the output I'm looking for.
Right. That's one thing very rightly pointed out. Actually, this is the problem. People use too many buzzwords. They come up with that, okay, I know AI, I know MCP, I know how to implement it. I evaluate on two parts. First is I understand what is their credibility on the solution that they have already implemented. So my solution is, what is the best work that you have already done? Tell me exactly how you implemented that. That is the first part, because I wanted to know like how in depth they know about their problem that they have solved, right? A lot of people say that okay, I was a part of the team, I did this work, but I don't know what exactly the problem was about. And that's where I understand that they are not they're not that good as well to understand the problem. Second is I provide them a case study. So let's say if I talk about a machine learning solution development. So I will not ask them about, let's say, tell me about isolation forest. I'll tell them that okay, I need to develop a model for this particular instance. So starting from this particular point, where do you collect the data? How do you refine the data? Tell me the entire process, right? You're okay to use GPT or any kind of solution, but you need to tell me what are the exact steps there. That helps me understand that okay, how does he approaches the problem? Approach is more important.
That is important,
right? So that is how I evaluate people.
Okay.
And even if let's say a person is not much equipped in the third skill, he can still learn. But the chain of thought is important.
Very much.
Yeah, that's my point of view.
So, is there your perspective changes when you hire experienced people?
Yes. So, see, in case of experienced people and freshers, there's a difference. So, freshers are more hungry people, right? And that's where I look out that how eager are they to learn new things, how much time they are looking to invest. For experienced people, domain expertise is more important, right?
Okay.
Because they are the one who know the fault cases. They know where the solution is going to fail, right? And that is what I need to, because that is what I'm expecting from them. That these are the people who are going to lead a team. They are people who are going to guide. So firstly, I need to understand what has been their domain expertise, and then with time, how much have they adapted to the new technology? Because the technology will keep on changing. If a person is not adapting to new technology, over time they will go obsolete.
And how the selection criteria differs? Because in fresher case, you said okay, you take a lot of things to understand. In experience case?
In experience cases, because they are more aligned to a particular domain. So the first evaluation is basically understanding of their domain. How well do they understand the domain that they have?
Depth of the knowledge in the domain.
And then over the work experience, what is some of the credible impact that they have made on the business, right?
Okay.
That is one of the most important thing, because see, in a business, anything that you do goes like puts an impact on the business side, right?
Correct.
So I need to understand that okay, let's say if you implemented such and such process, how much did it scale the revenue? Did it take it from
so directly you see the top line, how much it impacted there.
And that's where I'm able to understand that they were able to make a credible impact on the business.
Okay, great. So how have the skill requirement in technology or digital marketing evolved as per you in last 1 year or 2 years?
That has changed a lot. In fact, that has like evolved much, and in fact the technology is coming every now and then. In last few years itself, the AI models have evolved so much that a lot of skill that was previously required, that we used to require a digital marketing expert to create a photo and all, can be generated now itself, right? So now what we also require is, like I said, that one thing is definitely there understanding of the new age AI tools, that how well they can utilize that. Plus, along with that, I also want to know that their analysis process. So let's say if I take the case of digital marketing, they should be well equipped to understand that if they are putting out a post, who is their target audience, what type of content are they going to resonate with, and then how should they develop it, and then how do they define the metric to evaluate whether the post worked or not. So the entire chain should be there, right, along with the just the post release or the content release.
Got you. Okay. So in track-driven roles, how important are soft skills?
Very important. This is something that initially I thought that tech roles people have to work in isolation, so it might not be required that much, but soft skills are very much required. And
so this perspective change after you becoming founder, or
no, even before founder.
Okay.
So why? Because see, the thing is, communication is very important. A lot of time the product failure happens when the teams are not able to communicate among each other.
Okay.
And that happens when people work in isolation. So soft skills like communication, right, and problem solving approach, all these things are very, very important when you have to work in a large team together, right? And that's where I realized, and like being a founder, I realized this is the most important skill, right? Because a lot of time I cannot code, even though I am a deep tech founder, I cannot code. But I need to have that communication skill so that I can let my team know
what is required.
Right, what exactly I'm envisioning. Yes. If I'm not able to communicate properly, the team is ultimately going to fail, and that failure is on me.
Yes.
So that's why I believe that communication skill is the most important thing.
And it is that something cannot be built overnight, right?
Right, it cannot be built, right. It has to be learned. You have to work on somebody. So it's not something which can be also replaced by AI. You have to learn it.
You have to learn it, right. So with AI tools becoming increasingly critical, right, which tools or technology do you expect candidates to be familiar with in today's world?
So it depends from role to role. So let's say if I take the case of, let's say, marketing, right, digital marketing. So first of all, they should be well equipped with the current new age generative AI technology, which is both in terms of the language model which generate the content, text content, and in terms of the image content, which is like the nano banana that has come up, or the Sora from OpenAI. Yes. They should be very well equipped with that, right? I'm not saying they should be completely dependent on that, but they should know how to utilize that, right? So that even if they're able to optimize their complete work by 80-90% because of these tools, it's pretty important, right? If I look at the coding side, the technology side, also there are multiple AI tools that are required. So let me give you one specific case. In coding, testing is one of the most important part, right? Yeah. And a lot of teams do not actually want to invest time on testing, right?
They don't take it seriously.
They don't take it seriously. But when you work as a founder, when you have to build a large scale product, you realize that testing is one very important component.
Very important.
Because in a happy flow, the product works well. But the failure cases is one where the product fails. That is where I think AI has worked pretty well. There are a lot of companies which actually have developed tools that can understand your code, create useful test cases, and evaluate the test. Right. So along with the native coding skill, which is like the Python coding language and the TensorFlow kind of libraries, you also need to be very well familiar with these testing libraries and the deployment frameworks.
Good AI can help there, because otherwise people just neglect testing part. They focus more on, say, feature list,
right,
without understanding that less feature is okay. Right, for an enterprise kind of product.
See, a small prototype can be developed with just the normal code.
Correct.
But a scalable application without testing is bound to fail. That's what I've realized over time.
And you're saying that AI is helping there now.
Definitely.
Testing.
It has been of great help.
So what practical advice would you like to give to students and early career professionals to stand out in interviews, especially for tech roles or for marketing roles?
For tech roles, I would suggest try implementing the skill rather than just theoretically learning it.
Okay.
For example, let's say if you are developing a machine learning model, don't just learn that there are these type of models. Just learn where exactly can they be used, what is the process of development. So when you are sitting in front of an interviewer, you should be able to tell that, okay, this is what I've developed, right? There should be a credibility around your work. Similarly, for a digital marketing professional, it's not just theoretical learning. You should have done some social media work. So the best part is internships, right?
Right.
So wherein you should go for some internships. Even before internship, because internship also requires some experience, right? So maybe build your own products, right?
Correct.
If you're learning through a certificate,
you should have a portfolio to show.
Right. And in fact, if you are, let's say, even going for certifications, try doing certain capstone projects, right? Because that help you to build your implementation skills.
Correct.
So that entire thing will build a very strong use case for you that you can present in front of the interviewer.
Right. So rather than just having a CV, you are saying there should be a portfolio. There
Right.
you show your internship, your products, right? The prototypes that you have created, the capstones you have held, right?
Right. And these are not very difficult things. Like these are things that are readily available now.
Right.
So you can actually build your entire portfolio with like using any AI tool where you can learn what exactly to develop and all.
Correct.
So that entire thing can be done.
Right. And you believe that it is people valid, people say put more say validation on this portfolio.
Right. That's
rather than just a CV.
Right.
Okay.
And in fact, not just CV, not just degree also now. So a person from a BCom could also go into the tech role, given that he has a very strong implementation skill. So by the way, like in my team itself, the person who's working on the front end, she's a BCom and yet she's pretty good at the front end and the AI skills. So she's actually taking care of the entire front end. So that is how that works.
And this shift has happened because of AI advancement or how it is?
So I suggest that it's not just all because of AI, it's also because of a person's capability to learn, right?
Agree.
So
interest in AI.
Right. If they have their interest in the development part, they can switch their field anytime, right?
Okay.
So people are not looking forward to more of what degree they have pursued. It's more about what's your experience in this area.
Correct. So how has hiring in your field evolved over the years?
There has been multiple things that we have now added. So one very important thing, because see, everything has a good and bad aspect, right? So previously even the questionnaire would have worked, but now given that a lot of tools have come up which help people try to fake these interviews. So that's where now in case of hiring, I go more for the assignment side. I try to understand how exactly people are working. I go for a case study approach because I not just want to evaluate the person on how good he is, I also want to understand what is the fitment of this person in my team. So if I know that, okay, let's say this person is good in this area, then I know that I can fit him here and then I can guide him to learn this part. So that's where the evaluation process changes, where I need to know about his implementation skill, his case study problem solving skill, and a lot of other things rather than just the previous questionnaire, how it used to happen.
So any red flag that you notice early and that gives you an idea, okay, this is candidate not right for us?
One red flag that usually comes is when a candidate starts using way too many buzzwords, even without implementing. So I have done AI, I am using this, I am using that. So generally people who are very equipped with knowledge, they try to go in depth of a particular part, right? Instead of just throwing out buzzwords. So that is one red flag.
They simplify things to explain, right?
Right. So it's like usually told to us that you can, if you like, you can only explain things when you know them well, right? So if you don't know it, that means they are not going to explain it. They are just going to keep throwing words.
So green flag then.
Green flag is always their experience on what they have implemented. If they have a live demo, generally, like one of the interns I directly hired, so like I didn't even take the interview. He just sent me a link, said this is the website that I've created and this is my portfolio. I liked it, I just hired him because I know that there is a live implementation of what he has done.
Right. So while evaluating candidates, right, the skills that you prioritize the most?
There are multiple skills that I look forward to. First and foremost is his approach, like problem solving skill, the approach towards the problem. Because I believe that technical knowledge can still be learned. Problem solving approach requires time and it's intuitive, it's about the person. So that is first thing that I look out for. And that is something that I analyze via certain cases that I put up to. And then second is the strength that he has in his own domain, whatever he has specified. And thirdly, it's around the feedback. Like if let's say if the person does not know anything, yet if I am telling him how open he is to accept the feedback and then follow a guided approach. So these are some of the things that I look forward to.
So you have worked with both experienced and fresher people. What's mindset difference between the two traits?
It's a lot different. The first thing is, let's say if I look at fresher. See, the freshers, the good fresher people, they are very hungry, right? They want to learn.
They're bound to be, right?
Yeah, right. And secondly, they always come up with a fresh approach, right? So if the system, like a lot of times their legacy system implemented, these people come and that, okay, why do we even need this? We can simplify to this level of process.
They think on that direction, right?
Because they come up with a fresh approach that I can solve it much better.
Maybe experienced people feel there, right?
But on the other side, experienced people have other advantages because they have been through that entire journey. They have been fresher once, so they know that, okay,
they know the up and down both cycles, right?
They also know the failure cases. They know that, okay, if a person is coming up with a fresh approach, I know where the system might fail, right? and they also understand the entire problem. They know how to develop a team. So there are multiple cases that they can actually work. So there's a whole lot of difference. But when both of them work in conjugation, that's where it becomes a pretty good team.
Very good team, yes. So looking ahead, what trends do you foresee in hiring for technology, marketing, or AI?
One thing which is like very predominant is like previously it used to be like we used to tell that like AI is going to take jobs. I, on the contrary, feel that it's the people who learn AI along with their existing skill are the ones who are going to dominate the fields in coming time. So a person who was initially into marketing but now understands the AI pretty well, who understands how the new age technologies are coming, is the one who is going to dominate the field, who is going to like take up most of the jobs.
So you mean to say domain expertise is must, and if you have domain expertise, just learn the AI and how to use AI in your domain, and you will be more valuable in market.
Right. Try to be as efficient as possible. Don't think AI is your competitor. Try to understand that it's your partner and how you can be more efficient working alongside this.
It should be your partner, right?
Right.
So Akash, let's start with the rapid fire round.
Sure.
Right? So Gen Z candidates habit you like.
Sorry, I didn't get the question.
Gen Z candidates habit that you like.
They are more open to new fresh perspective, and and they are more adaptive to new technologies. So like they could be the first user of any new technology that comes up.
Okay, something that you don't like them
about Gen Zs.
Yes.
Their work culture. They are still not. They're still not like the long process of work that we used to like grill ourselves. That is something that I have not seen in the Gen Zs yet.
18-20 hours daily.
Yeah. It requires like you need to learn that part. That is also important.
Okay, video resume or plain PDF, which works for you?
Video resume works pretty well because I would like to hear from the candidate what exactly he is talking about himself rather than just a plain text.
So Instagram Reels or LinkedIn post, where you notice talent?
LinkedIn is where I definitely notice. Yes.
So all of
depending on the kind of candidate. If I'm looking for a tech candidate, LinkedIn is the place. If it's a digital marketer, Instagram is the place where I have to look at.
Okay. So one professional risk that paid off.
Building my own company.
Great. An overrated trend you just don't get.
It's using Gen AI wherever it's not required, using AI wherever it's not required, like force fitting AI into everything.
That is happening currently, right?
Yeah.
Okay. First app you check in the morning.
Always my calendar.
Oh, great. Dream job if not this one.
See, well, I dreamt of this job only. So I think
you wanted to be the founder.
I wanted to be the founder, so I haven't thought of anything else as yet.
Great. So work from home or work from office?
I still prefer work from office. Again, it depends from team to team. So if it's a early stage team, it's a new team, I would prefer that if they come to office. But if let's say it's that experienced team, definitely remote work is still open for them.
So you're open to hire remote?
Open to hire, but if they are capable enough to go remote. Because not everybody is able to work properly remote. Again, the communication gap and everything's happened.
And how the monitoring happens? Because a lot of time we meet founder, they mention that especially to Gen Z, right, monitor them, getting them to work right as you want, and you rightly mentioned, right, the work hours and all, right, discipline, how you bring that discipline.
While I don't work on micromanagement, so I don't tell them you have to work this many hours a day, this many. My thing is that okay, this is the task, this has to be delivered, you tell me the timeline, but you commit to that timeline. That is the only thing. If they are able to commit to the things, then I'm okay with that. Even if they work only 2 days in a week, but they are able to deliver it much faster, I'm still fine with that.
So you hire people for say 5 days, 6 days of work, and even if they are working for 2 days, but they are bringing you the result, you are okay?
If they are that efficient, obviously.
Oh, great. So I think Gen Z has got their message, right? If you are efficient and if you can do the given task in even a day or two, you can get paid for 5 days a week.
I think that a lot of people are doing. That's where the moonlighting concept came in.
So, but right now moonlighting people are saying no, right?
No, that was
not allowing, right? Officially,
they were not allowing. So, like even we don't allow. But definitely, we would want people who are more efficient, like who can actually work out things faster.
Okay, so you get variety of people, right, who can work on different projects.
Yeah.
This is where you're coming from.
Right.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Akash.